Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Go ahead and click the subscribe button below. If you get a chance, please hit that button. I am so glad to be back on YouTube. This look is a full spring look. So it's going to be lots of pinks and blushes and super flirty and cute. So first thing I do is take my rose water and I spritz it all over my face. This moisturizes and wakes up your skin. Going in with my Smashbox photo finish, I'm going to prime my entire face before I put on my foundation. So I like to mix my two foundations by Infallible L'Oreal. That's the Pro Matte and the Pro Glow. And I just apply it with my fingertip all over my face before I blend it out. So using my damp beauty blender, I repeat, damp beauty blender. This one is by Real Techniques. I'm going to softly use the flat side and dab away at my face, working from one section of my face to the other and making sure to blend it out into my neck. Now using my Brow by Benefit Cosmetics and my angled brush from Anastasia Beverly Hills, I'm going to use the brush that's on the other side of that angled brush and just brush out my hairs in the same direction. So I start by outlining the bottom shape of my eyebrow. Very slowly, just using the same product that I dipped at the beginning and just blending it out into a really smooth angle. And then I do the same thing on the top, lining it very smoothly with my eyebrow and connecting it to the line that I just drew. I have not dipped my angle brush back into the pot. That's how great Brow by Benefit Cosmetics is. You barely have to use any product and it looks like it's your natural eyebrows. It's actually quite beautiful. So when you get to the front of your eyebrows, you're going to draw upwards in hair-like strokes. This is going to create a really natural eyebrow. You're going to see my other eyebrow compared to this eyebrow, and it's awesome. So now we're going to move on and use my Tate by Tarte concealer. I just started using this concealer, and we're just going to prime my lids with it. I'm just going to blend it out with my finger really quickly. So to make sure it's completely blended, I'm going to go in with my beauty blender, and I'm also going to set it with translucent powder just to make sure that my eyes are nice and ready for eyeshadow. So if you don't have this palette by Anastasia Beverly Hills, go get it. It's my first week using it and I'm obsessed. I'm going in with the tempera color and using my blending brush, and I'm just going to set my lids with it. It's very easy and simple. Then I'm going to go in with the burnt orange, and I'm going to use that as my first transition color. I'm just going to blend it into my crease. Back to the same palette, I'm going to use Real Gar, I think that's how you say it, and I'm going to build onto my crease. It's going to give it a little bit more of a warmer tone, but also build the darkness as well. Now using a flat, stiffer brush, I'm going to use the Cypress Umber, and I'm going to apply that right into my crease, very pinpointed into my crease, and then I'm going to go back in with my blending brush, and I'm just going to blend that out into my crease and create a nice dark to light ombre. Now using the shade Love Letter, which is my favorite shade in the palette, I'm going to darken my corners and blend into my crease. Now using a flat, stiff brush, I'm going back into Love Letter, and I'm going to put it on the inner corner of my eyes and the outer corner of my eyes. And I'm going to build that color. Now using Super Shock by ColorPop, I'm going to apply that to the center of my lid and build this gold champagne color, which we're going to blend out into the purple Love Letter. Now taking the shade Primavera, I'm going to build that on top of where we just applied the ColorPop, and this is going to make it pop even more. So I had a little bit of fallout, so I'm just taking a makeup wipe and cleaning underneath my eyes. Don't be afraid to do this. You can always reapply foundation. So using an angled brush and my Tarte concealer, I'm going to be cleaning up underneath my eyebrows, taking my time, and then I'm going to blend it out with my finger, and then I'll use my blending brush just to blend my shade into the concealer so it's really smooth. Now I'm taking the color Vermeer and my blending brush, and I'm applying that to my brow bone just to finish up the eyeshadow look. Yes, my favorite part. This is where it all comes together. I am applying my Tarte concealer all over my face, and I'm going to get that damp beauty blender, and I'm going to blend this all out. Take your time with this, ladies. Do not rush this process. You want to make sure that your makeup looks smooth and flawless, so take your time. Now taking my LA Girl Dark Cocoa Concealer. This is $5. I'm going to carve out my cheekbones, put a little bit underneath my lips, and also put some on my forehead. Go ahead and use your beauty blender to blend this out, but make sure you're using the side that you just didn't use for your concealer. You want to make sure you're using a different side of the beauty blender. Using my DermaBlend translucent setting powder, I'm just going to take a fluffy brush and put it over any areas where I use the concealer. I'm not putting it on my contour, I am putting it on the areas that I used my concealer. Using the darkest shade in the LA Colors Contour Palette, I'm going to just set my contour now on my forehead, on my cheeks, underneath my lip, just making sure that it stays nice and smooth and lasts for the rest of the day. Also going to use a blending brush and carve out my nose with the same powder that I used to set my contour. This is totally a step you can skip if you don't have time, but I'm just cleaning up with my translucent powder my contour a little bit. If I have time, I do this. If I don't, forget it. Also make sure through this process you are constantly blending everything out. Using the ColorPop Super Shock, the same thing we used on our lid, is what I'm using for the highlight, and I love this as my highlight. Is $5. They have a few different shades. This is the one I like because it's super bronze and gold, and I just love gold. So go ahead and just feather it with your fan brush. Do this very gently so that you don't have any streaks, and so it goes on very smooth. Applying it to the bridge of my nose, applying it to my cheeks, also my Cupid's bow, and a little bit on my forehead as well. Now using my Model blush, I'm not sure what shade this is, I will list it below. Applying it to the apples of my cheeks very lightly. Don't get carried away. Try to make it look as natural as possible. Going back to my love letter, I'm going to apply that to the bottom lash line and just bring it in, not all the way in, about halfway in. And then going in with Primavera and putting it on the inside of my little tear ducts and kind of blending that out into the love letter as well. So the lashes I chose are 812 Faux Mink by Ardell. They look very natural. You could wear these probably every day. I'm also using the Cork lip liner to line my lips. I'm going to kind of blend my liner into my corners a little bit darker. I'm going to do that on the top and the bottom. Using my Tarte Cosmetics Dry Matte Lip in the color Rosé, I'm going to apply that by going inside the lines I have just drawn, and I apply it twice so that the color is very pigmented. We are now making a full circle, guys, using my rose water. I am going to set my face with this, fan it out so it dries, and we are all good to go. That is the entire look, guys. Go ahead and follow me on Instagram and subscribe below. All the details are in the box below, so check it out. Thank you guys for watching. Bye now.